Fishin' Affliction. Hello.
Well, Mom and Dad's grab the kids, it's time for the fishing show. Me and old Rusty's gonna go catch 'em down at the fishing hole. Well, you better stick around, cause you don't know what you're missing. Yeah, me and old Rusty's got that fishing affliction. Grab your hats, grab your baits, and don't forget your poles. We're gonna fire up that old Ranger boat and head to the fishing hole. We're gonna try to catch a biggin'. Yeah, that's what we're wishing, cause me and old Rusty's got that fishing affliction. Yeah, me and old Rusty's got that fishing affliction. Yeah. Man, and we've got it bad.
Just like me. Here, fishy, fishy here, fishy, fishy here.
Rise and shine, folks, it's fishing affliction time, and Big Dog, you got the chance to fish on Lake Barkley here.
Under a major gold front, the first one of the year.
And tell me, what can we expect to watch today on Fishing Affliction?
A lot of little fish.
You know something, folks, I always get tickled because the Big Dog, if there's one thing that you can't say in the show, is little fish. And you know, sometimes, folks, that's just what you catch when you go. And you caught a bunch of them.
Yeah. Well, we always shoot on public waters. We're not shooting on any kind of private lakes. We show them just like we catch them. And sometimes you have a day where you catch a lot of little fish, and that's what I had the other day. Now I did catch, I think, four keepers during the day, and we caught 18 or 20 fish. It was a fun day, but it was 39 degrees starting out. It was 20-mile-an-hour winds.
Get your pencil and paper out, because these are great excuses right here. I love it.
And I had no help. Nobody was with me.
The reason you had no help, and you'll see why, the In the Skillet gal had the opportunity to go fishing down in the Keys, and somebody had to be the camera person. And let me tell you something, that somebody was me, and let me tell you, filming in 7-foot seas, I'm going to tell you something.
That
folks,
is poor Dan. Right?
If you're familiar with The Deadliest Catch, that's a very popular television show that has taken America by storm. It was that type of water. 7-foot seas, 36-mile-an-hour gusts of wind.
Can you say I want to go home now?
Can you say green? Anyway, with that said, folks, let's get the show started with the Big Dog on Lake Barkley.
There's one. All right, well, not a real big fish, but let me grab my pliers. Not a real big fish, but considering we started out this morning 39 degrees on Barkley, then and this is the fourth bite I've had, so I'm just glad to land one. Just glad to land one. Most time you can shake them off, but anyway. All right, there's the first one. I don't think it's going to be the last one though. We've been fishing about 30 minutes, throwing the big red eye shad, and that's our fourth bite already. And we're in this wind, although it's a north wind, it seems like it's helping turn them on. So we'll see. There's another one. Well, not a giant, but they are eating my red eye. And considering I've been on the water about 40 minutes now and had 5 bites, I'm not complaining. But I really think this is going to be one of those days where the bite's a little tougher. Little small largemouth on a great big red eye. Oh, he's bad. Uh-oh. He's jumped and hung himself again. Oh, you bad little thing, you. Another Barkley largemouth. Not a giant, but they're fun to catch on a 40-something degree day in the high winds. Whatever this is, it's going under the boat, and I don't think it's bad. Oh, great. Now I've got in my other rod. It's a good example of why not to leave your rod hanging over the boat. It's Mr. Catfish. Mr. Catfish. And Mr. Catfish is not happy about being hung. Really?
Well, folks, the big dog is catching some fish on Lake Barkley in some tough conditions. A cold front has come through, the wind is whipping, but he's catching them, and he's catching them pretty good. And he's even doing a little talking to them when he does catch them.
Anything else you'd like to say? No? Okay.
Folks, we'll be back with the big dog in the wilds of Lake Barkley in just a moment. But right now, let's go see some pictures from this week's
In the Wild. Your pictures in the wild. Brought to you by the Boat Doctors. Before and after. Awesome.
Well, folks, we've got some great In the Wild pictures from a fishing tournament up in Indiana. We met some fine folks, Stacy Davis and a friend of his, during a recent trip at Guntersville, and he sent us some pictures of a fishing tournament that he won with his partner, Dylan Carter. Now that's Dylan on the left, and this was Dylan's very first tournament ever. Now this team weighed in over 19 pounds, and second place was only 7 pounds. That's some great fishing, guys, and thank you so much for these pictures, Stacy. Folks, you can send your pictures to pics@fishandaffliction.com, and be sure to check out the picture galleries at fishandaffliction.com, and maybe you'll see your pictures right here on the big screen.
In the Wild. Your pictures in the wild. Brought to you by the Boat Doctors. Before and after. Awesome.
It's kind of like this, all over, like that.
It's maybe kind of like if you kind of steady, and if you pop it a little bit, you know.
There's no way I'm gonna do that. I believe it's like this.
Yeah, it's kind of like this.
It's like this. Then it's going like this.
No way.
Kind of like this.
The sexy swimmer, it's got action you can't believe until you see it.
I'm kind of liking this.
Got it bad. Want it bad.
Folks, if you've got it bad and you want it bad, you can own any episode of Fishin' Affliction for just a low price of $5. That's right, $5 for any of your favorite Fishin' Affliction episodes. And if you want them all, then we've got a great deal for you. The entire collection of Season 1 or Season 2 on DVD for only $19.95. That's right, folks. The entire collection of either Season 1 or Season 2 in a beautifully packaged DVD box set for only $19.95. The season of your choosing for only $19.95. To purchase this great deal or any individual show of Fishin' Affliction, go to our website at www.fishandaffliction.com to the online store for this incredible offer. Single episodes for $5 or the complete box set of Season 1 or Season 2 for only $19.95. Fishin' Affliction, for those who've got it bad. Smyrna Ready Mixed is an established company that handles business daily with integrity and professionalism. Whether you're a general contractor, a professional home builder, or a do-it-yourself homeowner, SRM has all your concrete solutions. With several locations in the Middle Tennessee area to service you, SRM offers a wide variety of concrete mix designs, admixtures, reinforcing products, aggregates, and much more to meet the requirements of any construction project that you have. From the biggest to the littlest, SRM is here to service you with unmatched quality and service. SRM, serving you with integrity and professionalism.
The Tournament Trail for those who've got it bad. Brought to you by SRM, Smyrna Ready Mix, serving you with professionalism and integrity.
Folks, Flipper's Sunday Morning Bull Creek Tournament is going to be having its fish off here on October 23rd and 24th. And right now, here's the current standings. You can see there's Anthony Guffey in first, David Breeden, Ricky Duffer, Jason Miner, Philip Graves. All these guys are 1 through 5 going into the tournament. Now, 6 through 10, it's Wayne Miner, Wayne Hurt, Greg Haynes, Keith Haynes, David Elrod, and Kevin Hurt. So stay tuned to see how this is going to play out. And good luck to all the folks in that Flippers Bull Creek fish-off. Thanks to Flippers and congratulations to all these fine folks that are fishing. Folks, you can send your tournament results to info@fishandaffliction.com and be sure to check out the ever-growing tournament archives at fishandaffliction.com. And thank you to Smyrna Ready Mix for being the sponsor of the Fishin' Affliction Tournament Trail. Folks, welcome back to Fishin' Affliction, and when we last left the Big Dog, he was on Lake Barkley dealing with some tough conditions. A cold front has come through, and the wind is just a-howling. But he's steady catching these fish on that Strike King Red Eye, and he's catching a bunch of them.
Well, I'm switching back and forth between the sizes. I caught the last couple on the half ounce, and anyway, but it doesn't really seem like they're just eating, man. Look how fat that one is. His belly's full. He's just eating that bait. Straighten this hook back out and we'll be back in business. Pretty decent fish, man. He was way out there. Kick his trolling motor around. Pretty good fish right here. Feels like I'm not letting him. I don't want the boat to pull the fish up, so I go back towards him in this wind. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I don't have a really good hook. Got a better hook than I thought. That's a lot better fish. Now there's a good solid keeper. Good solid keeper on the red eye. Yep, good solid keeper. Yep. Just staying at it, just throwing up here shallow in this wind, and just really having a good time catching these smaller fish. Enjoying the day.
Well, folks, the Big Dog is catching fish and having fun doing it. But he's always on the lookout for some place that he can fish in the future. Check out this place that he found.
Guys, I pull back in this little pocket back in here, or really it's the back end of one of the trails you can run with the water up. Of course, the lake's about 4.5 foot down right now. And I've stumbled up on a bunch of daggum kind of pad stems, maybe hacienda or something. Somebody's gonna know the right name for it. I'm not sure what the right name for it is, but look around, man. If you know, kind of scan the camera around and show our viewers what this area looks like. I mean, it is absolutely a killer looking area, and I will for sure be back in here in the spring, because these pad stems on the base of these pads, a lot of these largemouths really like to bed on the base of these pads, so I won't forget about this spot. And I'll come back in here next spring. Today, the water temperature's dropped down back in here. It's about 4 degrees less than the main channel. So we're not going to stay back in here. We're not seeing any bait move. We're not seeing any kind of fish move in it. But I tell you, I can see the potential for this place at times.
Well, folks, that's a great tip from the Big Dog, doing a little scouting while you're fishing. And that's exactly what the Big Dog is doing.
Oh yeah, come on in here. Huh? Pretty solid little fish. Pretty solid. Now I got my little self. People wonder why I mess with these pliers. Because I almost got hung a minute ago. A little chunky little largemouth, another little chunky largemouth. Caught a lot of these like this today here on Lake Barkley. We've had a couple other better fish on. Haven't been able to get them in the boat yet. We're not done. Fish right here. Getting ready to jump out there on that point. Come in here. Oh, a little chunk. Another chunky fish. I'll tell you what. Those are a good solid size to catch that are fun to catch. Fish. A little bit chunkier fish. Yeah. That one will go close to 14 inches.
Well, folks, the Big Dog is sure catching a lot of fish on those Strike King red eyes there on Lake Barkley in those cold front conditions. But you can bet that the Big Dog always has his flipping stick close at hand when he comes across some structure like you see in the back left there. Now, let's see if he can catch something out of it.
There's a good one. All right. Seen several fish move around in here. And I'm telling you, good solid chunk. Good solid chunk. Now I'm gonna tell you guys, if you look around, if you spin the camera a little bit, right there, you see that trash right there, all the trees right there. That's what that one came out of. And although we've been catching them on a red eye, just pick a jig up every now and then, man, and keep them honest is all I can tell you, because sometimes your better fish, especially on a cold front day, are going to walk right up in that big cover. And picking that jig up, especially on tournament day, can let you get that one or two extra quality fish to help you get over the hump. But I finally caught a decent one out of there. Daggum, man. Maybe it took me more than 20 flips. Hello, Mr. Largemouth. Well, not a giant, but a good solid keeper. Both them last two keepers come on a jig. And I just like it when my plan comes together. Guys, we're getting ready to probably go ahead and run on in off Barkley today. We've had a good fun day, caught a lot of fish, caught a lot of little fish. And so anyway, we'll see you again on Fishing Affliction. Dan, sorry you weren't here today, buddy. Know you're having a great time in Florida, and hopefully I'm gonna see some really good film from the Keys out of it.
Well, folks, that's exactly what we're going to see when we come back. But right now, let's go see what Miss Vic has got cooking this week. In the Skillet with Chef Vicki Porter is brought to you by Cleepy.com, turning your precious memories into video treasures.
Welcome to In the Skillet. I'm Vicki Porter, and today I have a recipe for you for Cranberry Apple Cider. This is a great recipe that your family will love now that we're into fall and have these cooler days. And now for the ingredients. You will need 4 cups of water, 4 cups of apple juice, 1 12-ounce can of frozen apple juice concentrate, 1 medium apple peeled, cored, and diced, 1 cup of cranberries, 1 medium orange peeled and sectioned, 1 cinnamon stick, and 1 teaspoon of cloves. First, mix all of your ingredients together in a crock pot. Next, stir them together, and then put the top on and cook it on low heat for a couple of hours. Serve the cider warm and garnish it with a cinnamon stick. You can find this recipe at fishandaffliction.com. I'm Vicki Porter. Tune in next week to see what's cooking in the skillet.
Hey, what do you think about these? Shaw Grigsby likes these, but Denny Brower looks awesome in these. You know, a lot of people don't know that Strike King is the #1 importer of packaged polarized sunglasses in the whole entire country. I've seen Mark Davis wear these, and I like them a lot. They're awesome. But you know what? Me, I have got to have my monsters.
For hunters only. Brought to you by Fishin' Affliction. For those who've got it bad, both on the water and in the woods.
Well, folks, it's bow hunting season here in Tennessee, and let's catch up with Fishin' Affliction Pro staffer Catfish as he does a little early season scouting.
We just got over here at this white oak tree that we hunt every year, and they've got the ground tore up. There's fresh droppings, old droppings, probably 50 piles. We found a few red oak acorns and a few white oak acorns. These here's white oak acorns and them's red oak acorns. But we're gonna come in here next Saturday, see if we can get one. I think we'll have pretty good luck. As long as they don't find another tree that they prefer better than this one by next Saturday. We got a week. And we'll see you next Saturday.
Well, folks, there's no doubt that Affliction Pro staffer Catfish is in a hot spot in the woods. And we're going to enjoy watching him as he enjoys his 2010 deer hunting season. Well, good luck, Catfish, and we're looking forward to seeing some more great footage in the woods. And now, back to Fishin' Affliction.
It's time for Fishin' 101. Brought to you by Maryville Middle Bass Club. Now here's Carla.
Thanks guys. In this week's segment, we want to talk about using a pre-departure checklist to make your trip safer. Before leaving home, always check the weather forecast to see if any storms are looming, and make sure a friend or relative knows where you'll be fishing. On your boat, make sure that your lights are working and you have enough fuel or know where to get some. Check for gas and oil leaks, cracks in your hoses, and tighten any loosened clamps. Drain any water in your engine compartment, and don't forget to put the bilge plug back in. Make sure you have the required number of personal flotation devices and that they are in good condition. Ensure your fire extinguisher is on board. Check to be sure you have a fully charged battery, and if your boat has it, secure the engine safety switch to yourself before leaving the dock. Make this simple checklist a part of your boating routine, and you'll be able to avoid most of the problems that arise when you're on the water. I'm Carla, and this has been Fishing 101 with the Maryville Middle School Bass Club.
Well, folks, welcome back to Fishin' Affliction, and this portion of the show is brought to you by Deca Batteries and Kistler Rods. Fishing never felt so good. Well, as you can see, there's a bunch of palm trees, and that's because we're down in the Keys. The In the Skillet gal, Miss Vicki Porter, had the opportunity to do some deep sea fishing with Captain Peter and Eva Schwartz, and I foolishly volunteered to be the camera guy. And why do I say foolishly? Folks, it was 7-foot seas when we went out on the water to do this filming. And as Captain Peter caught the bait, all I could do was hold on, turn green, and try to video the In the Skillet gal catching some saltwater fish.
You have to step on this one too.
Okay.
And then we put it on the top.
Triggerfish, peeps.
Alright. Wow, it's a nice size one.
Wow.
Okay, we need pictures. My first fish! So this is the really neat thing about the triggerfish. They spool its mouth all the way down into that groove.
Oh, wow.
So that's why they call it a triggerfish. Okay, it's my first one.
Ta-da!
Cool!
All right.
That's a great trigger.
Awesome. Hogfish.
That is gorgeous.
There you go. Wow.
Look at the color on that.
Watch this.
Wow.
Watch those teeth. Well, as you can see, Miss Vic is catching all the fish, and all I can do is hold on and try to video, which I'm not doing too good of a job, but considering the circumstances, maybe not too bad. And after leaving the deep blue Atlantic Ocean where you feel like they filmed the diddliest catch, well, it was time for me to catch a whopper.
Catch some bait.
I mean, you have to tell me something now. You catch the edible, feedable, the family thing. Well, let me say something. Is that not just beautiful?
It is a pretty fish.
That is just beautiful.
Yellowtail.
How beautiful is that?
So pretty. Yellowtail snapper. Put your finger right in its mouth and see what it feels like.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
It's really good. Oh, he's got teeth. Well, folks, we enjoyed such a great day fishing in less than ideal conditions down there in the Florida Keys. And we owe every bit of that to the fact that both Eva and Peter Schwartz are absolute professionals and so proficient in what they do. They kept us safe out there on that water, provided everything that we needed, the bait, the tackle, the boat, and Eva's world-famous smoked fish. And as we look at some of the great pictures that Miss Vic took on this trip, here's the information to contact these wonderful people to stay at their vacation rental. You can get a hold of them at www.fishingtherapy.net. Check out what these wonderful people offer because they have an unbelievable facility that you'll absolutely enjoy every second that you're there in the beautiful Florida Keys. Folks, thanks for tuning in to Fishin' Affliction this week, and be sure to tune in next week to Fishin' Affliction at the same time, and you'll hear the big dog say,
Oh God, what a giant. Oh, what a giant. Look how big this thing is.
Folks, thank you so much for tuning in this week to Fishin' Affliction. We sincerely appreciate your time. And thank you so much to our sponsors as they keep us going. Be sure to tune in next week to Fishin' Affliction because there's no doubt.
Yeah, me and old Rusty's got that Fishin' Affliction. Grab your hats, grab your baits, and don't forget your poles. We're gonna fire up that old Ranger boat and head to the fishing home. We're gonna try to catch a biggin'. Yeah, that's what we're wishing. Cause me and old Rusty's got that Fishin' Affliction. Yeah, me and old Rusty's got that Fishin' Affliction. Yeah. Man, and we've got it bad.
Rusty's catching today.
I'll bet you anything.
Here, watch it like this.
Hit a striking bait. Let's go.
Ain't nothing safe around me.